Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with ChrisChamasiros. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well-rounded. What's going on around the world? If you don't like hearing the truth, definitely don't tune into this channel. So let's get started today. So I'm sure you're all aware already that Charlie Kirk has died at 31 years of age. And this really hurts, honestly. Charlie Kirk was a good man, trying to do the right thing, spread the truth, spread a message. And you didn't have to agree with what he said, but leave it to Democrats, the Democratic way. The murderers, the terrorists, that's what the Democratic Party is. Weak and pathetic. They can't handle somebody having a different opinion of them. So what do? They try to take your life. They did it to President Trump. They'll do it to Charlie Kirk, and they'll never stop. It'll never stop. Let me tell conservatives something. You need to stop trying to think you can coexist with Democrats, because you can't. Whether it's Democrat-run cities with the crime, whether it's sending your kids to Democrat-run schools with the transgenders in the classrooms, trying to get your 4-year-old to cut his penis off, whether it's trying to make them see your point of view, you cannot coexist with Democrats and liberals because they are vicious, racist, murdering terrorists. That's what they are, and that's what they do. And you know how I know that? Because that's what their actions show me that they are. Look at this sloppy, weak pile of garbage. And of course, Democrats online are already celebrating Charlie Kirk getting his life taken. And they're saying a lot of these low-life losers, purple-haired, 600-pound slob losers with earrings in their face and every other thing are saying, oh, well, he talked in hate speech. Really? You don't have any problems with the Democrats and liberals with their hate speech? Charlie Kirk didn't talk hate speech. He told you the truth. Something that if you want to see a Democrat or liberal go totally insane and try to take your life, just tell these low-life pieces of garbage the truth. Let's look at this coward, this piece of garbage.
What's that? I don't know if it's him or
Weak, high estrogen, weak men are dangerous because they think that their emotions run the day. Oh, you're lucky. You know what? I would love to be in the county jail that he's going to right now, because I'll just leave it at that. Weak pile of garbage. Mr. Sensitive here. He couldn't have a debate. He had to take somebody's life. See, Democrats and liberals and all the losers online, they'll call that strength. No, I call that being the ultimate weak-ass loser, that you can't hear a different opinion, so you go totally out of your mind and go insane. And it doesn't matter what it is. You go to Democrat, liberal-run cities, and Democrats and liberals feel that the criminals are the real victims. Look at the guy on the train that killed the white girl. Van Jones on TV today, he was hurting. This is how much they hate. Democrats, liberals, they hate you. They hate conservatives, they hate white people, and they think that we should all be victims to losers like this, career criminals, and anybody who might have got their feelings hurt because they had a rough childhood. Van Jones, Joy Reid, Jasmine Crockett, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo, they are responsible for Charlie Kirk getting his life taken at 31 years old. I'm telling you, conservatives, Republicans, you better get it together, because these maniacs are coming for you, and you should never, not that Charlie Kirk did anything wrong, but don't ever be a victim to this wickedness. Don't ever let your guard down around these individuals. Absolutely makes me sick. If you are in the Democratic Party at this point, you are a terrorist. You support terrorism. You support murder. Oh, the party of tolerance, who tried to take out President Trump a few times. Charlie Kirk, other conservatives. Who is the party that's always trying to take other people's lives? That's the Democratic Party. I cannot stand any of you, all of you, your news networks, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Bernie Sanders, take it to the streets. President Trump needs to lock them up for inciting violence. And if there's police officers that don't want to get involved to go lock them up, then deputize me and I'll go round them up and I'll lock them up by the hundreds and I won't give a shit about any of them. This is exactly what we're dealing with. Listen to the BLM leader, what she says about the murder of the Ukrainian girl on the bus. This is what you're dealing with.
Right to violence. All oppressed people have a right to violence. And I'm going to tell you something. It's like the right to pee. You got to have the right place. You got to have the right time. You got to have the appropriate situation. And I'm absolutely convinced that this is it. You have a right to violence.
Well, I'll tell you what, you ugly piece of you-know-what. I'll send you my address so you could start at my house and you could see how that goes, you piece of garbage. See, this is what you're dealing with. But this won't be called racist by the left. This won't be called out by any Democratic politicians. But this is what you're dealing with. That's the attitude that they have. That your life is nothing. If you're white, if you're conservative, if you don't agree with Democrats or liberals, this is what you're dealing with, and don't forget it. So if you know what, don't forget it. This is the attitude you are dealing with. Piece of garbage, trash.
All oppressed people have a right to violence.
Yeah, she's oppressed. Never been oppressed a day in her life. Yeah, you know what the right time is for her or one of them to attack you? When it's 20-1 or 30-1 or when you're not expecting it. Like the coward that she is and the parents that raised her and the rest of her entire family. Piece of garbage, trash. Here we go. We have another wonderful individual that decided to take two older white people's lives just because they were white. Breaking update. Man accused of stabbing an elderly couple and setting their bodies on fire is a level 3 sex offender with a 30-year violent criminal history and was out on parole for first-degree robbery. 42-year-old Jamal McGriff, armed and dangerous. Shocker, huh?
Suspect has an extensive criminal record and was released from prison in 2023. Investigators believe he stabbed an elderly couple in this home, then set them on fire. The 78-year-old woman was found lying on the first floor, covered in an accelerant. The 77-year-old man was found in the basement where he was tied with bungee cords to a column. Detectives believe the suspect spent about 5 hours in the home on 254th Street in the Belrose section of Queens, searching for property to steal.
You notice how the victims see, you know, the liberal spin is now today that all these people are suffering from mental disorders and it's really not political. You notice none of their victims are ever black. They can always figure that out. The mental illness, it only comes out for the white people, right? And the liberal piece of crap judge, the radical that Joe Biden appointed, Joe Biden, Hussein Obama, the judges that let these pieces of garbage out, they all need to be locked up, President Trump. It's time to stop playing nice with George Soros, Hussein Obama, Joe Biden. It's time to lock them all up and put them where they belong. And all the radical judges that hate white people, hate America, you name it, it's time to hold them accountable for a piece of garbage like this walking the street. This is what you're dealing with, conservatives. These are the kind of people that Democrats tell you you're not allowed to feel uneasy around them. You're not allowed to talk about their behavior. You're not allowed to be Charlie Kirk and go to a campus in Utah and talk politics without getting your you-know-what blown off. You don't deserve that. How dare you? This is who Democrats want running the streets. This is who Democrats want living next door to you. You know why? Because they know that you don't agree with anything they do. So if Democrats can't get you to agree with them, we'll just try to have you killed. That's the Democratic liberal way. Let's listen to Van Jones. Oh, we don't know why that man did what he did. He was hurting. No, Van, he did it because she was white. Just like the majority of these criminals do. They selectively select out white people to rob, kill, and murder. But hey, isn't Van Jones supposed to be Mr. Educated and cream of the crop of black liberal men? And this just shows you how much he really hates your guts if you're a white person. So you can all pretend that it's not happening. You can all pretend that Van Jones isn't a racist. Van Jones is a racist piece of garbage, just like the rest of the Democratic Party.
Know why that man did what he did. And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, it's just pure race mongering, hate mongering.
Oh, look at that. I'm sure this is the reason why Charlie Kirk was killed today. No, that's exactly why he did it. It's so funny that none of these scumbags victims are ever black. They're only white. Oh, yeah, right? Gee, we don't notice that.
We don't know.
Another piece of trash, just like the parents that raised a piece of shit. So, like, you notice all these murders. The lady the other day, she was walking her dog in the park. The guy comes with a knife, hacks her into a million pieces. They're all white women. Oh no, we don't have a problem here. You're not allowed to say that. What would make you say such a thing? Van Jones, Mr. Educated here. Hey, Van Jones, hopefully it happens, this tragedy happens to your family, but they won't. They never go after black people. They only go after white people. So the chances of that are slim to none. But hopefully it does. So you learn to shut your ignorant mouth. And then the tape also picked up after he killed her, I got that white girl. But that's not racism, right? Now, what are you talking about? This piece of garbage. All right, another piece of shit. Here, let me give you some good advice. If you see a guy coming across the street, tattoos on the neck, his face, whatever, walk on the other side of the street or get in a taxi immediately, because your life expectancy, if you walk next to him, like your chances of dying go up like 10,000%. But hey, don't say that. That's racist. Just pointing out the obvious. Let's watch MSNBC already blaming President Trump for Charlie Kirk getting murdered. Another lowlight. Nothing worse than that. White liberal women are unbearable. The most racist, ugliest, evil human beings on the planet. White liberal women.
As we were just talking about a moment ago with Alan, after one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. The carjacking situation, he used that. And I know it's hard to predict the future, Mark, but you can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
I must admit, I'm at a loss to guess as to what happens next.
I hope she suffers a tragedy tonight in her car on the way home. I really do. I don't care how it sounds. I really do. The most evil, hateful people on the planet are liberals and Democrats. And you know what? Oh, yeah, President Trump is the bad one because he's tired of crime. He's tired of innocent people being killed, murdered, and sexually assaulted by criminals and illegal aliens. And it takes an adult to clean it up, but President Trump is the bad one, right? Only in a demented liberal's brain. And then it'll turn into President Trump doesn't like black people. No, President Trump doesn't like criminals. And regardless if you're black, white, whatever, if you're a criminal, you're going to have a problem. But that would mean you'd have to think and your liberal brain would actually have to work. See, all these things are difficult for liberals. You know, just like the transgender man in your kindergartner's classroom who you have to tell, listen, come to work in a suit and tie and stop talking to kids about cutting their penises off and their sexual preferences. And only Democrats and liberals could look you in the face and be like, that was mean. That was cruel. Stay the F away from people's kids. Trash. I'm so tired of this garbage. You know why Charlie Kirk was murdered? Because he was honest. Here, let's get some more liberal opinions. We are going to
exterminate.
Let's look at what we're dealing with. Let's look in here what we're dealing with, because this is a very common attitude right here.
One idea is how we are going to exterminate white people, because that, in my estimation, is the only conclusion I have come to. We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem. Now, I don't care whether you clap or not, but I'm saying to you that we need to solve this problem because they are going to kill us.
Right.
And I will leave on that. So we have to just set up our own system and stop playing and get very serious and not be diverted.
I'll tell you what, shitbag, or any of your supporters that see my video, I'm sure somebody will. Get in the inbox. I'll send you my address. You can start with me and let's see how it goes. Okay? Let's see how it goes. Instead of picking on some 18-year-old white girl on the train, mind her own business, start at my house and let's see how it goes. I'll give you my address. Seriously, get in my inbox. Let's listen to Van Jones, the murdering lowlife scum of the planet. Let's listen to Van Jones. He was hurting.
We don't know why that man did what he did. We don't know how to deal with people who were hurting in the way this man was hurting. Hurt people hurt people. What happened was horrible. No one mentioned the word race, white, black, or anything except him.
Van Jones hates white people, and he knows it. He's a racist piece of garbage. He's a racist to his bones, and he knows it. Van Jones, you're a piece of shit, Van Jones. You're a piece of shit. That's what you are. Look at Charlie Kirk and his beautiful family. He will no longer be here because of Democratic liberal trash who promotes violence every chance they get. So an innocent person's life had to be taken because you didn't like his political views. F the Democratic Party. F all of you. You make me sick, all of you. Just another Democratic liberal weasel, coward worm, doing what they do, killing innocent people.
Announcing we're not counting gang violence.
Oh my God.
Go, run. Holy.
All right, I got to wrap. You know what? I'm so mad. I'm so hot. Let me tell you, liberal Democrat scum, one thing. The LGBTQ mafia, all of you pieces of trash, one thing. I will be more determined than ever now to make videos every single day, pointing out your hypocrisy, pointing out your lies, pointing out your criminal activity, pointing out your communism. And that's another thing. When Zohran Mamdani gets elected in New York City, all of this garbage is just the tip of the iceberg because he's going to make it legal to take out white people, Christian, Catholics, and political opponents. I will never stop making videos trying to help conservatives, Republicans getting elected and to put an end to the Democratic Party. I despise you all. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros.